citizens of the Reject Nation. We are here today to watch House of the Dragon. I'm very excited for this. I've heard really great things about this show. I've been waiting to tell John this on camera. Did you know Matt Smith is actually a massive fan of our channel? Yeah.
Are you messing with me right now?
Yeah, totally messing with you. It's
Oh,
not
damn it. I was so hoping that would be true. Matt, if you're out there, leave a comment.
Never heard of us.
You had me go. You really had me going for a half a second there.
Anyway, guys, leave a like. I got my Game of Thrones pants on.
Hey.
Which is a sign that I'm a massive knowledgeable encyclopedia walking around.
It's easy to own a shirt, but when you've got it on your nethers, that means you're a true fan.
Yeah, I'm not flaunting now. And also subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when our reaction for the next episode of House of the Dragon is up. Just a solid warning, YouTube's been really strict lately, so if there's any specific kind of content, might have to be communicated out of here in whatever way we can think of, you know what I mean? Full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with the time code, meaning your own copy available over for our super sexy rejects at our Patreon page. Cover a bunch of shows exclusively over there with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. And the team of Prepper, thank you for editing down what I can only assume is easy to do. Yeah, in a short amount of time. Efficient enough to get up on YouTube. All right, let's get to it.
King called a great council to choose an heir.
The Prince Heirs Targaryen be made Prince of Dragonstone.
A woman would not inherit the Iron Throne.
Can't have a woman do that.
Duh. St. Wester woke.
Jaehaerys called the Great Council to prevent a war being fought over his succession. For he knew the cold truth.
Hearing the theme.
Who are those people?
Diner.
So it's clear, guys. This is 172 years before Game of Thrones.
You got all that to look forward to.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a...
Dragons. You're doing great, Hiccup.
Welcome back, Princess. I trust your ride was pleasant.
So cool.
I know, right? That little tiny saddle on top. Wowie.
Says Game of Thrones Season 8 budget money.
I know. Look, guys, we're going to make up for it, I promise. Spared no expense.
I know, there's a lot of wide shots here.
Yeah. Big sets. Lots of extras.
You will lie in this bed soon enough for an era. This discomfort is how we serve the realm.
I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle in glory.
The childbed is our battlefield.
There's more.
Do you think Daemon is distracted by his present tasks, and that his thoughts and energies are occupied?
No, one would hope so, considering the associated costs.
Then let us all consider your gold well invested, Lord Beesbury.
Hey, man. He's having fun killing and boning.
Before the games are over, my son will be born.
We have no way of predicting the sex of the child.
Of course, no maester is capable of rendering an opinion free of conditions, are they now? There's a boy in the Queen's belly. I know it.
I've invented sonograms. Damn old school Iron Throne.
Kotioterranno sit isa.
Oh, it's so slimy already.
I brought you something.
Sounds way nicer in his actual voice.
I know. Way less sinister.
Now.
You know it. No queen on my watch.
Can you say yet what it is?
We've sent inquiries to the Citadel. They are searching the text for similar cases.
It's a small cut from sitting the throne. It's nothing.
Yeah, whose sword you cut it on?
Yeah, that looks fucking painful, man.
Nothing will cause the babe to grow. It does not already possess one.
This child is a boy, Emma.
Yeah.
I've never been more certain of anything.
I dream of his testicles.
This is the last time, Viserys.
Nope. You're going to keep going.
I know it is my duty to provide you an heir. And I'm sorry if I have failed you in that I am. But I've mourned all the dead children like her.
Just let Daemon have the throne.
Yeah, he's already got a penis.
He looks like he'd have a great time doing it.
My brother's city has fallen into squalor. No longer. Beginning tonight, King's Landing will learn to fear the color gold.
Whoa.
What are they going to do? Are they just going to go out in the middle of the night and slaughter people?
I guess
What's going on
so.
here?
Just gonna go occupy by force.
Did the king approve of this? Oh, he doesn't even know he's in town.
No, he doesn't know anything about this. But he's gonna be really happy once he finds out. Oh, golly.
I mean, you know that's not in the video, but you know what just happened.
Yeah. I still have to process that.
Oh, God.
Oh. Wow. Bring out your dead.
Your brother made a public show of it, meting out the summary judgments himself. I'm told they needed a 2-horse cart to haul away the resulting dismemberments when it was done.
That's it. I'm not raising my incest baby.
Our city should be safe for all its people.
I agree. I just hope you don't have to maim half of my city to achieve this.
Time will tell.
Oh, he's a sick bastard.
He's so good, dude.
You made a vow before the Seven to honor your wife in
I
marriage.
gladly give Lady Rhea to you, Lord Hightower. Your own lady wife passed recently.
Oh, my God. What an ass.
You know how my brother makes sport of provoking you. Must you indulge him?
Yeah, this is your fault, all that.
Get it together.
This council has, at great expense, bettered the City Watch to your exacting standards. Enforce my laws, but understand, any further performances like last night's will be answered.
Capiche?
Now get out of here. Go.
Damon's wife is going to be Eva Mendes from the other guys.
She's inexplicably hot. Wait till you see the sheep.
Great day has been made more auspicious by the news that I am happy to share. Queen Emma has begun her labors.
And as we all know, it will be a boy for sure.
Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, I would humbly ask for the favor of the queen who never was.
Ooh. What are you playing at?
Good fortune to you, cousin.
I would gladly take it if I thought I needed it.
You're about to die.
Whoa, what a shot.
Prince of the city will now choose his first opponent.
God. That armor.
Like a devil helmet.
Yeah.
Straight off the Morbius set. This is my vampire helmet.
Prince Daemon Targaryen chooses Sir Gawain Hightower of Old Town, eldest son of the Hand of the King.
That is so messed
You
up.
jerk.
Oh, is she the daughter of Otto?
Think so. Correct us if we're wrong.
Oh, he's going to do something shady, isn't he?
He's just getting riled up.
Whoa!
Ah.
Is that allowed?
No, I
guess so. Why doesn't everyone do that? Oh, no. Oh, he's done. Fuck. His face is messed up.
Surprised the horse isn't more jacked up.
Now, I'm fairly certain I can win these games, Lady Alicent. Having your favor would all but assure it.
Oh my God, is she attracted to him?
I'm afraid she might be.
It's so cruel what he's doing. Oh man. I love it. I love him.
Guy in his ear over here just like, you just gotta sit there and take that. You gonna let her slip a ring around a phallic object like that?
The infant is in breach, Your Grace. All attempts to turn the babe have failed.
Oh!
Their lord sent them to the tourney field with fists full of steel and balls full of seed. And we expect them to act with honour and grace.
It's a marvel that war didn't break out at first blood.
Oh my God. I'm in the wrong show.
Poor guy.
Yikes.
Oh.
That's the most cringy part.
A technique is taught at the Citadel which involves cutting directly into the womb to free the infant.
You can save the child.
We must either act now or leave it with the gods.
Let's go proto C-section.
I mean, they're both going to die, so just the very thought of you having to make the choice yourself, though.
Oh, you can still see his eyes a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
this is... So she has no idea what's about to happen, huh?
I don't think she does. Oh.
No, it's all right. What is happening? Are you serious?
I do not like this.
Don't be scared.
Whoa!
Damn!
Nice.
Oh, that's not going to end well.
Oh, that is horrifying. Oh my God, that is so horrifying.
Oh.
Yield.
False yield.
I was hoping to ask for the princess's favor.
So worried Damon's just gonna sneak up there and pull some bullshit.
Congratulations, Your Grace. You have a son.
Oh.
A new heir, Your Grace.
Daemon is not gonna be thrilled. Oh shit! You gotta be shitting me. Oh, I thought the baby was about to die.
I know. I'm waiting for it to happen still. Like, the baby doesn't die itself, he's just gonna challenge it to a joust or something.
That was really disturbing.
Yeah, that was the harsh. Like
that was harsher.
Than any of the jousting or anything like that. Yeah,
that was one of the harsh things in this Game of Thrones in general.
Yeah.
Damn, that was harsh. That was really harsh.
Oh, you could just feel every slice. You know,
Yeah.
you could just feel all that pain and fear.
Yeah.
Oh,
it did. The baby did die. You gotta be shitting me.
Oh wow.
Muroho veroncoro hakero keduna. Lotolie kepenuja kerim viventos pentas.
Que puedo aviciar.
Cresidori kesan.
Oh man, she's never felt good enough for him.
Dracarys!
Dude, that guy was on cloud 9. Shit. I was like, oh, he's gonna die, right? He's the new Ned. Oh, man, that's so. That is. Wow, what a first episode.
Yeah.
That of your succession.
Oh my God.
These recent tragedies have left you without an obvious heir.
The king has an heir, my lord has.
Despite how difficult this time is, Your Grace, I feel it.
Empty seat. Not
there.
If the gods should visit some further tragedy on you, either by design or accident...
What are you saying? My brother would murder me, take my crown.
I mean,
yeah, he
exactly
definitely
like
would.
you
Yeah.
Daemon has ambition, yes, but not for the throne. He lacks the patience for it.
The gods have yet to make a man who lacks the patience for absolute power, Your Grace.
That's a great point.
Who else would have a claim?
The daughter.
Say it. Say it.
King's firstborn child.
Rhaenys was the only child of Jaehaerys' eldest son. She had a strong claim at the Great Council, and she already has a male
Just
heir.
moments ago, you announced your support for Daemon.
If we cannot agree on an heir, then how can we
My
expect
wife
a
and son are dead!
I know you heartless bastard.
Yeah,
God,
Jesus.
How is his grace?
Very low. Which is why I sent for you.
What?
I thought you might go to him. Offer him comfort.
In his chambers?
No.
You know,
You might wear one of your mother's dresses.
I was liking you.
I know. You're doing so well.
I was like, it's nice to have one of the good ones. Oh my God, he's awful.
That's what Game of Thrones likes to do to you.
What is it, Alicent?
I thought I might come and look in on you, Your Grace. I brought a book.
It's very kind, thank you.
Wow. That is a hobby.
He did that tonight.
Yep. It's amazing how productive you are when you're grieving.
When my mother died, people only ever spoke to me in riddles. All I wanted was for someone to say that they were sorry for what happened to me. I'm very sorry, Your Grace.
He toasted Prince Balon,
To the king's son.
styling him the heir for a day.
10 years you've been king, and yet not once have you asked me to be your hand.
Why would I do that?
Because I'm your brother. So I see Otto Hightower for what he is.
An unwavering and loyal hand.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Inherit nothing he doesn't seize for himself.
Otto Hightower is a more honorable man than you could ever be.
I don't know about that.
I have decided to name a new heir.
I'm your heir.
Not anymore.
Oh, shit.
You are to return to Runestone and your lady wife at once.
That's not gonna
And you are to do so without quarrel.
It's a great little metaphor motif.
Cool. Looks like a xenomorph from that angle.
Queen alien.
One that brought Valyria its doom. If we don't mind our own histories, it will do the same to us. Targaryen must understand this to be king. Or queen.
Your brother can't be queen.
What are you saying?
60 years since you were born, wanting for a son.
Oh shit! Is he going to announce it?
He's going to turn her into a son.
Daemon is your heir.
Daemon was not made to wear the crown.
Oh my God!
But I believe that you were.
Corlys of House Targaryen, Lord of the Tides.
Dude, you just put a target on her back.
Promise to be faithful to King Viserys and his named heir, the Princess Rhaenyra. I pledge fealty to them and shall defend them against all enemies in good faith and without deceit.
Oh, she knows. She knows what she's in for.
This is no trivial gesture, Rhaenyra. The dragon's saddle is one thing, but the Iron Throne is the most dangerous seat in the realm.
Look at how many cuts I have.
Swords everywhere.
And voice of Old Town, promise to be faithful to King Viserys and his named heir, the Princess Rhaenyra.
Oh, look at her. Damn, she looks... Can't tell if she's for it or pissed.
Yeah, I bet a bit of both.
Our histories. They tell us that Aegon looked across the Blackwater from Dragonstone, saw a rich land ripe for the capture. Aegon foresaw the end of the world of men. Just to begin with a terrible winter.
Uh-oh.
Aegon saw absolute darkness riding on those winds, and whatever dwells within will destroy the world of the living.
Damn, talking about them and then Stark.
And if the world of men is to survive, a Targaryen must be seated on the Iron Throne.
There's an irony.
To unite the realm against the cold and the dark. Aegon called his dream the Song of Ice and Fire.
Hey, cool.
Rhaenyra Targaryen, Princess of Dragonstone, and heir to the Iron Throne.
Apple Chels?
Yes.
All right, that was heavy.
It was heavy.
It's heavy, Doc.
Great Scott.
That was... I was like, all right, setup episode, let's go. Day 1, reintroduction. So I was not expecting anything like that violent.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting like the full prologue.
Yeah, and while there's like it's like a bunch of it's a decent amount more. There's a lot more action than I was expecting for a first episode.
Yeah,
I mean, from the jousting alone, a lot more violence. In fact, in some ways, there's more violence than there is action.
Yeah. Because it's not necessarily like an ongoing battle so much. It's just a lot of people get slaughtered at different points.
Yeah. I liked you a lot. I thought it was a really great first episode.
Yeah, I did too.
Solid. It was very intimate and personal. And, it was like when they're starting off with all the political talk. Like, okay, get accustomed, getting acquainted. Here's where we are with Targaryens at this point in time. All right, I got it. But it's a real simple story of, again, who's going to see at the Iron Throne, but it's not like hopping around like to a bunch of different locations or whatever. It's all focused very much so on King's Landing, and over the course of just a couple of days, really.
Yeah.
And this very immediate moment and conflict of who's going to be announced to be heir to the throne. It's a really like simple to latch onto concept, and having the familiarity of Game of Thrones, you get the fun Easter eggs, and all the houses and stuff like that. I mean, it's just part of the world. But what they built here with the characters, it does create this sense of fear of, oh my God, what's this Daemon guy going to do? Because I don't know the outcome.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, in terms of who dies, I mean, obviously they all eventually die, but like how deaths are going to occur, who to really trust, likes, what becomes of Rhaenyra, like, is that pronounce her name? Rhaenyra?
Rhaenyra? I think...
Rhaenyra.
I know.
What becomes of Rhaenyra in terms of does she get slaughtered? Does she die?
Yeah, are they going to fake us out right now and make us think that she's going to be the main character? They're going to kill her next episode.
Or does she fake her death and then get away?
Yeah.
You know, like how does she escape this situation? because it does sort of feel like the rise of the Mad King in the bloodline of Targaryens. You know?
Yeah, absolutely feels like that.
Like, I don't know what the actual outcome is for. There's a lot to not know. It's like, yeah, okay, we all know what happens in Game of Thrones and that story of Song of Ice and Fire. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the first only question. Like, is this Song of Fire? No, this is Fire and Blood. This is a prequel.
This is Fire and Blood.
Yeah, it was based on the
Ice
prequel
Fire.
book. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like having, I think the thing that with a good prequel is that's what they have to have you do is while they're talking about things, especially in the ending moment of, guys, this is important to Game of Thrones.
Yeah. This is going to lead to
the White Walkers will
eventually.
come, and you got to worry. We first saw the White Walkers. Yeah,
A Targaryen on the throne's the only way to save everybody from mass destruction.
Yeah. So I like yeah. But even without having to tie it into the future of what we know of what's to come, I like these characters quite a bit. You know, like Matt Smith, I think elevates anything he's in. I liked him in Morbius, despite the fact no one seems to really like Morbius.
You didn't buy the collector's edition DVD?
He's my favorite Doctor we've had so far. I've seen so far. I think you would share the same sentiment.
I think, yeah.
Last Night in Soho, he's awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know Damon was going to be a villain.
Or at least that much of a villain, yeah.
I mean, no, I didn't. I just had no idea.
Really?
His name's Damon, and he's fucking a walking heavy metal cover.
I know. There should just always be a lightning bolt striking behind him.
We're red. Look at my red dragon. Look at my helmet with bat wings, dragon wings on it.
Just always, a girl strapped to his, holding on to his leg as he does a wicked guitar solo on Dragonback.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is a Game of Thrones world, so they could do something where like, oh, now I really care about this guy.
Well, I saw a hint.
He's a protagonist.
That's the thing is at least in the trailer, I got the vibe of like, okay, he's gonna be the more cutthroat, the more like vicious character. At least that's the vibe I get. But in this episode, even though he very much lives up to that, there is that moment where they're at the funeral pyre, and when he's talking to Rhaenyra, like I actually bought that moment of like, you got to be here for your dad. Like, this is a really tough time he's going through.
Yeah.
And as conniving as he is, and as much as, I'm sure he's at that moment string pulling or conniving to some degree, it felt like a real moment, and that moment made me go, okay, I'm anticipating now the moments further on in to the show where, they make him feel more human, or like that reversal with Hightower, with Otto, where it's like that nothing icky came of that, but it's still, I feel like the suggestion is intentional.
We know.
That we know of, yes. And I feel like
part of me was wondering, was Otto trying to get his daughter pregnant to make her have that?
I know.
I know.
Yeah, to take his mind off the tragedy of his family
Right.
by giving him a new opportunity for a male heir.
Because Rhaenyra's just heir.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So they could denounce that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's really crazy. So on IMDb, you got 2 Rhaenyras listed.
Yeah. Is one like a younger? Is there going to be a flashback or something like that? Or do we?
Is one the mom? No, it's Emma, right?
That's a great one. Yeah, what is it? Because, that's the other thing, too, is in Game of Thrones, and I'm sure anybody who's read the book is probably sitting there going, it's not that hard, you just got to commit it to memory. but, like, so many of the names do get similar, and as they would in, like, a family lineage where the whole point is to make everybody remember the lineage, so, yeah.
No, it says she's listed. They said 2 Rhaenyras are listed in 10 episodes. We had the IMDb pulled up in front of us.
Yeah.
For name reference.
I don't know.
That's bizarre. Maybe she's just credited. You do a flash forward.
Could
Did
be.
IMDb just spoil some heavy shit for us? What's going on here?
It makes me wonder because, I mean, at least looking at this page, everyone's listed for 10 episodes, and that makes me wonder 2 things. One, like if it's your main cast, oftentimes, even if they're not in an episode, if it's the season that they're in, they'll get credit. But this is
they
a good.
have the same name, and one is that we've been hanging out with is specifically listed as young. So maybe there's going to be a
a time jump.
Time jump, yeah.
Imminent, yeah. I don't know if they're trying to throw us off on IMDb because, you know, that can be a spoiler when you see like, oh, this character is only listed for 4 episodes, so they're either going to leave or die. And that's one thing that I am very curious about with this show because Game of Thrones, I think one of the biggest pieces of the Game of Thrones reputation as a book and as a piece of television was that, yeah, you never know who is safe, who's going to die. It's a cutthroat world that will not give you what is just dramatically satisfying off the bat. And I wonder if this show is going to do that as much.
Well, what I really like about this, because with getting a refresher on some history with the Targaryens, you know, like the path that they carved out for themselves with having a premonition and then fleeing Valyria, having Dragonstone then, and then which now they have King's Landing. So having the premonitions or the foresight or whatever this, I don't
these dreams.
I haven't seen Game of Thrones since it aired.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't recall Daenerys having. Did she have like dreams that became true? I think so.
I feel like there's a dream element.
Yes.
With her, yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But having sorry guys, we are not the go-to experts. We are your average audience member.
We will have all
the
books read by next week.
Yeah. So yeah, but with having the qualities of these characters, I totally forgot where my train of thought was going with that. Where were we at?
We were trying to figure out if Daenerys had visions or dreams.
Time travel back the conversation. Where were we?
Let's see. Different. Is there going to be a time jump?
4 hours of sleep. John, help my brain out. I was doing great up until 5 minutes ago. Help me out. Help me out.
Is this going to be the kind of Game of Thrones world where they, like kill a lot of people?
Going, John.
Targaryen history.
You could do it. Doesn't matter. I'll think of a different point to
Dragonstone.
bring
Now they
up.
got King's Landing.
Yeah. Nope. Don't have it.
It's okay. It'll come back to you. Yeah, but the way it intertwines with what may come in the future, and that's, I don't know, like part of me.
What I was saying.
Yes.
Wait, I got it. I forgot how I was gonna take those points and bring it to this point, but I got my point. Here we are. When watching Game of Thrones, they always made it sound like, fucking, if they only didn't have that Mad King, Targaryens would be in power.
Yeah.
They want to have all this terrible loss or the position they're in, right? Like it always seemed like it was linked to that, which it is. However, you're watching here because they've carved this path and they've become dominant, and they're literally like the fucking rulers of everything. And this is the start of when the shift began with the Targaryens, of not following tradition, announcing the daughter to be heir instead, trying to embrace a queen. And you could feel the discomfort in the room with everyone. So I really like this plot setup. It's more interesting to me than let's do a Mad King show.
Yes.
I like this setup of, there was something much more pivotal before that that started the Targaryens down a questionable path. And it's like you have Daemon, who's like, look, brother, they don't fear us. They don't respect us, really. Like, we're not as cool as we ought to be perceived as.
They just take advantage of you for their own gain.
Yeah, and then you have there's always a difference of philosophies, but then you have Rhaenyra, who clearly doesn't give a shit about this.
Yeah, doesn't want this, but also doesn't have the station to be like, no.
Yeah, and Daemon craves power.
Yeah.
But he would be a tyrant of a leader.
A mad king.
Yeah, he would be a mad king. And then it seems like when you got people like Otto Hightower, who are very friendly and whatever, there you could still see there's perhaps a conniving quality, And even with the sister who didn't get announced, it's like, this is where the plotting against. It seems like there was a lot of respect for the Targaryens and their legacy.
Yeah.
But here is where the stabbings in the back and all that started to occur. And
Starts
so I'm like,
to taint the legacy.
That's interesting. Like, I think that's really interesting because it always just sounded to me that once they got to Mad King, that's when all the shit went downhill.
But there had to be some chain reaction that gets us there. That starts the downward spiral.
Yeah.
And that does seem like a fascinating place to go. and a way to, I mean, I know it's based on novels, so it's all there, but, you know, just like if you're just a show viewer coming out of Game of Thrones, it's like, oh, prequel, they could do anything. Yeah, no, exactly. But this feels like a natural extension of that lore without having to bend over backwards. Like, you know, if you've only seen the show, this feels like a natural part of that story to shine a light on and explore it, and that will then enrich what's coming in the future. And that makes it not feel so like Mickey Mousey when they're like, and eventually, you know, like from the north, there's going to come, you know, White Walkers and stuff, you know, like that actually feels more appropriate than just like Game of Thrones, you know, in a setting like this, and with the context that is here. And so it's like you are, you know, 175, 200 years in the past, but it doesn't feel quite so distant as that sounds just when you hear that number. And I think that's, you know, it still feels like that's the thing. Coming back to Game of Thrones, coming into a new series, like I've had my cynicisms just based on how the show, the original run of Game of Thrones ended. But this, at least as an outset, at least as a setting of all the table, it did feel like you mentioned the big production value. Like it really feels like you're there in the world, and it feels like they are still very much concerned with the political and the sordid emotional aspects just as much as everything else.
Yeah, I think it's a great set. Like, it's way more interesting to me than Mad King and like young Daenerys. You know? Like,
oh God, no. yeah. And I mean, we've already done young Daenerys.
But this seems like because the trailer sort of hint at a potential civil war, and I love like not knowing, you know, what's to happen, how the fates of these characters unfold. I really like being in that position, and I like that it's just Targaryen focus. I'm sure we'll explore the other houses as things progress and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But there's something that, again, the word that keeps coming to mind is intimate. There's something that feels very intimate about this journey.
I mean, they use that sense of intimacy to enhance most everything, and especially like that whole birthing scene is so horrible because of how intimate it is. Like you're right there for like the most anguished final moments of this woman's life. Like it's really striking the way that they're able to do that, to have like the big crazy production spectacle but maintain that focus. It makes it all hurt that much more.
That was truly disturbing.
That was awful. Yeah, like that was, you cut back to the battlefield and you're like, I can watch this is fine, man. Smash a dude's face in. But yeah, like this it's just such a cruel, cold, scary, sad end to that character. Like I felt so bad for her. And I mean, you know, Viserys is a relatively sympathetic character, but even in that moment you're like, oh my God, like the math. And like he's the one who's like, guys, my wife and son just died. But even then, in the moment when they're in the birthing room, you can tell those wheels are spinning like, but I could save my heir though. You know?
Well, I think what they did that they painted out really well is the optics around Viserys is he might be overly compassionate and an overly sensitive king. And then you have Daemon, who's too unhinged, right? That's the perception. Yet I think we got scenes of both of those characters that don't feel like that's their only note.
Yeah.
Like you have scenes of Daemon where you do see a bit of a softer side. You have scenes of Daemon where in his quieter moments he looks conflicted about this path that he's on. He's not mustache twirling, you know?
Yeah.
Like he made a good, like that scene where he's arguing with his brother is really solid.
Yeah.
And then Viserys, you could feel the ruling hand of a king in that moment. So I think that the way that the actors have done it, because like when you look at Game of Thrones, you know, I've only seen that the first episode one time, but it's like an ugly world, but here's the best family in that ugly world. Here's the Starks, get on board, and here's the Lannisters. Those are the fucking disgusting ones.
The evil guys.
Yeah. But here, you know, you're in the muck of what you know is kind of a
messy
gross
world.
Yeah. And that like that coldness to watching the violence unfold, like everyone in the crowd's just a reaction channel.
Well,
it's just like, kill him though, you know, do it. Like
kill him.
Kill, like, oh, gross. Next.
No, yeah, I mean that's what we liked back then, and it's funny. I liked too the way that they handled both of those sequences between the tournament, but also the you know, when he takes the city guard in and I like the way they unfold that, because at first you're like, it's so immediate that it almost throws you to be like, they're slaughtering these people. It's so cruel. And then you start to realize how they're slaughtering them suggests what their crimes were. And it's just like so gut-wrenching in that moment. And yeah, you realize that like it's a thin line between what violence people in this world deem horrific versus what they deem as entertainment. And oftentimes the act is almost the same.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just
1000%.
Yeah, it's just about, oh, well, the king drew us together to celebrate today. So this is great violence and we love it. And yeah, like it without, yeah, it's that grayness, like you said. It's even the common folk have an aspect of that sort of bloodlust within them that seems to really affect every part of this world.
Yeah. They managed to draw something that feels very personal.
Uh-huh.
Are they trying to hint at Rhaenyra as... I couldn't tell if they were like, okay, they're just different. They're just close friends. With girls, you can just be super close friends, lay on each other's lap. I get that.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But are they also like, what is there? A bit of something more here? Because I can't tell.
It's
I'm like,
too much wokeness
I don't want a
for
son.
one show.
I don't want a son. I want to just love my Alice or whatever her name is. Alicent? Alicent? What's her name? Her name should be on this freaking thing.
Yeah, Alicent sounds right. Yeah, Alicent Hightower. There you go. There you go. I don't know. I mean, I could see it. I could imagine it happening. It's because as much as Game of Thrones is well known, I think, among readers and fans for having like a pretty good grip on making characters, whatever their gender or background, just real characters. But I don't know if people would be able to handle that in this day and age. In the everybody gets freaked out about wokeness and stuff, and it's already like we're arguing about, can a queen take the throne? If she was a lesbian too, man, I think people would explode.
Who knows?
But I'm for it. Let's do it.
And also Rhys Ifans, who I'm so used to playing like sleazy or a villain.
Or just somebody off-putting and unsettling.
Yeah,
to look at.
I was watching him here, and I was like, it's nice to just see him play someone who's doesn't really have the most power, but he's like a good guy. He's
Seems like he's doing what he can in a harsh world.
He's a good dude. Yeah, yeah. But oh no, Rhys Ifans, of course, that's why they cast you.
Yeah, don't, for the creepiness lurking just beneath the surface.
Damn
yeah.
it, Rhys Ifans.
I knew there was a reason they cast you.
There's a reason they got you, because anytime you see you, you're either like sleazy guy. If it's just real world, you're just a sleazy guy, or I'm getting it.
Yeah, or if it's a heightened world, then you're like an outlandish, amoral, whatever character. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, House of the Dragon, what'd you all think? Leave your thoughts down below. Hey, let's end this with a Patron. Mark Leach, my buddy, we talked a little bit. I got to follow up with you again some more. I don't want to talk too much about what you've been having to deal with as of late. That's your decision, what to talk about. So I just wanted to say, though, that from everything we've, and I mean this sincerely, from everything that we have discussed about personal lives prior to the experiences that you've had recently, you've always displayed being a really sympathetic and empathetic, nurturing individual, a sensitive individual too, with a very shining sense of humor as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry for what you've had to deal with as of late, and I'm hoping that right now you're surrounded by tons of love and support, and as easy as it can be for people to just say, it gets easier with time, it does. And I also wanted to say that the most important, I know I messaged this to you, but the most important thing you can do in situations like this is really just feel your feelings and be honest with yourself, even when you're having a hard time feeling your feelings, even if you just want to escape, So just really, don't be afraid, or if you are afraid, just be honest. Just be willing to talk with people and reach out, and that the more you do that, the easier it gets to get to a place of true acceptance to keep moving one step at a time. So I'm going to message you back right after this. But thank you for being here. And yeah, if anyone can get through it, it's you, buddy.